Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, Accidental Beauty. If you're new, welcome. My name is Laura. I'm a self-taught makeup enthusiast who absolutely loves dressing up. And today I'm going to be showing you guys how I put together this DIY budget Spinelli cosplay from Recess, slash sort of like a reimagining of what the character would look like as an adult. So this is what I came up with. If you guys want to see how I did this, kind of my thought process and reasoning behind all my artistic choices, then please keep on watching. Neighbors upstairs are watching a movie, it sounds like, and I hope the sound doesn't pick up here. I don't know if I'm going to turn this into a series, but I'm going to call this cosplay on a budget, I guess. So let's just jump in. I'm not going to be too strict about this, and I'm not going to stick exactly to the original character design because this is kind of more like an inspired by slash grown-up version of Spinelli's character design. So it's sort of like imagining what she'd look like as an adult. So I'm not going to be I'm going to be drawing from the original design, but just kind of taking a couple artistic liberties. All right, so I'll just start off with my brows. I feel like a nice arch would go with her character though. So I'll just try and do that. Not the neatest job I've done, but it's okay. I'll just brush these. Just kind of brush the product through. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna just fill in my brows a little bit with this. Just kind of draw hair-like strokes. Yes, I don't have too many dark eyebrow gels. I think this one is pretty dark. Probably should have waited to do this step until after foundation, but that is okay. Maybe I'll use a little bit of the Benefit primer just to kind of smooth things out a little. I should say, I don't want my foundation to look too cakey or unnatural. So I'm thinking I'm going to use some of the Danessa Myricks Prism Effects Hydrating Lotion. It's sort of could be used as a primer, could be used as a highlighter. So I'm going to take, this is actually probably too much. I'm going to take a few pumps of that and about a pump of the Urban Decay All Nighter foundation. Mix that together and I'm just going to apply that, hoping that I'll have kind of a natural glow going on. It's also a little bit pale. Forgot about that. Quite like the finish on this one. I am very pasty, but if I remember correctly, this foundation oxidizes, so I'm going to leave it as is, and I'm going to set it with a powder that's a little bit darker anyway, so I'm hoping it'll kind of cancel out. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me do concealer first. Sometimes I like to give my concealer a little bit of time to sink in, and then I find it doesn't crease as much, so I'll just give it a couple minutes. I think I'm gonna skip blush and I'm just gonna go straight to bronzer contour. Maybe I'll do a little bit of blush after, we'll see. You know what, I'm gonna kind of take all three shades actually from this. Just kind of dip my brush in and go crazy because I really want to sculpt my face. I feel like hollowing my cheekbones a little will kind of help. I feel like it kind of goes with the character. I don't know. I'll go a little under my jawline as well, just to kind of sharpen that a little bit. I'm actually going to take a little bit of this. It's technically a bronzer, but it's kind of more like a cool tone blush. And I'll just kind of stamp that on kind of over here. I'm kind of contouring it with it as well, just so I can have a little bit of color on my cheeks, but I don't really want to overdo it. All right, so I'm just gonna put just keep this very, very simple. My face is already looking very done. Probably should have used a less full coverage foundation. I feel like my brows are looking a little crazy too, but anyways, we're gonna keep going. So I'm just going to use this shade over here, MAC Concrete, and I'm just going to run that lightly in my crease, very, very simple look. Got a little bit of makeup smudge on my lash line, so I'm actually going to use that to my advantage, I think. And just kind of run some of this along my lash line as well. Even though I'm gonna do some wing liner, I'm just gonna, I don't know, I'll just kind of smudge it there. Don't really have a plan. I just kind of want to make it look a little messy. So just kind of running it on my lash line and then just kind of smudging it. And that's about where I'm going to leave it. Next, I don't want to do like a really giant wing. Oh, fuck balls. I just got eyeshadow all over my sweater. Jeez. Okay. Had to take my sweater off because I just got eyeshadow all over it. Go back to that gray eyeshadow. Just gonna run some along my lower lash line just to make that a little grungier. I'm gonna drag that up to the wing. Honestly, like very, very simple look. Okay, I'm gonna put on some false lashes just to really bring this look together. All right, so we're honestly like almost done. I just wanna like smudge the gray now that everything else is on. Just want to smudge the gray a little more because I'm looking a little too glam right now. Maybe I'll just add some of the gray on my lids. I think I just made it look more glam, but I've got to do the same on this side. It does look very glam, but I definitely think the lashes need to be there, so oh well, it's whatever. You know what? It's fine. For lips, I want to keep things fairly simple. So I guess I'm just gonna do kind of a nude-ish lip. I'm gonna line my lips first using the Pure 1-point liner in the shade Tutu. Okay, that did virtually nothing. I'm gonna start off with Kylie liquid lipstick in the shade Malibu. And I'm gonna have to work quick because this stuff dries really quickly. Actually, I kind of like this on its own, but I'm gonna add a little bit of Wet n Wild liquid catsuit in the shade Coral Corruption. Just take like a tiny bit of that just to warm the color up. Okay, that looks all right. And yeah, we're basically done. I think I'm gonna leave the makeup here. So I'm gonna put on my wig and style my costume, and then I'll cut to the final look. So this is the final look. What do you guys think? I took off the leather jacket because it's just really warm in my recording room, and I'm actually wearing a sweater and I'm like melting right now. All right, so I'll just walk you through what I did, the choices I made, how I styled this, and everything like that. The main like event here, the main piece that I'm wearing, in the original, Spinelli wears a just plain red dress, like a kind of A-line dress, and then a sort of leather jacket or like a bomber jacket. She's got striped tights and then giant boots. So I thought I would kind of modernize this, still keeping that very punk twist to it, but just make it a little more contemporary looking. So instead, I chose to wear this kind of knockoff Killstar long sweater dress thing, red and black stripes. So the red obviously is like her dress, and then the stripes like her tights, so I kind of brought that whole element together for the dress portion. Then obviously I had to include a leather jacket. And then to kind of give this sweater dress a bit more shape, I added this cute belt, this sort of O-ring chain belt that I got on AliExpress. And then I also added a choker just to, you know, really drive home that punk vibe. And then instead of the striped tights, I figured fishnets would go very appropriately with this look. And then of course I had to top it off with some black Doc Martens. Still keeping very true to the original character design. I threw on this black wig and put it into pigtails, of course, keeping with her classic character design. And then I have this, it's not quite the right shade, but that's okay, this yellow beanie that I got off of Amazon and then just kind of rolled up the end to match hers, so it kind of sticks up at the top. I also added a nose ring, again, keeping with that kind of edgy vibe. And that's about it. Because the sweater has a lot of holes and is kind of thin in some places, I'm wearing a black tank top and black, I guess they're kind of technically booty shorts. They're kind of like, they're not underwear, but they're just kind of shorts that you can wear underneath like anything that's kind of sheer or under a costume. I think I got them at a party store and they're actually really good for layering under outfits like these. So if you're more comfortable, you know, going without them, by all means, but I'm just adding that if you do see them poking through, that's not from the sweater, that's just the kind of like layering garments that I'm wearing underneath. That is basically it. I'm calling this sort of like budget cosplay DIY reimagining because I don't want to upset the trolls, because I know someone's going to be like, oh, it doesn't look exactly like the character. So usually, I mean, I don't cosplay that often, but usually I try and stay pretty true to the original character design, but I don't have the exact, I don't have every exact element of the character design. It's kind of like, there's some interesting choices that I don't really feel like investing in, particularly those striped tights are like, I don't really need them, and I would only be using them really for that cosplay. So didn't think it was a good investment to buy those, but I figured I have similar looking items in my closet, so why don't I just sort of imagine what Spinelli would look like as an adult and put together that cosplay. So that's what I did. Hope you guys like it. I love the way this turned out. I'm so happy. I love that it still stays very true to the original character design, but just kind of gives a modern touch to it, just kind of updates it. And also is kind of, it's a fun thing to imagine how characters would look beyond the timeline of the show or whatever that they're in. I think that's really fun to do. Yeah, so this is kind of my reimagining of what Spinelli would look like as an adult in 2021. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I had so much fun doing this. I really want to do this with other characters as well. So I might take this beyond Halloween. We'll see. We'll see. Because I really love doing character themed or like cosplay themed videos. I just don't really have like a whole lot of supplies, especially because a lot of the characters and shows that I like are pretty elaborate with their costume design. But I think this was a really fun challenge, so I really want to try this with other characters. If you like the type of looks that I do here on my channel, I'm sure you'll enjoy the content that I post on my other social media. I always leave links in the description box below so you can check those out if you are interested. And I'll be posting photos of the look that I did today, so I'd love it if you could just follow me, check those out on my other social media. And if you enjoy the content that I post here on my channel and you want to see more, I'd love it if you could subscribe and turn on notifications, and that way you'll get updated every time I post a new video. Happy Halloween, and I'll see you guys next time.